the value of ESHARE is based on the boardroom printing. So it's based on pure numbers. And as our expansion rate goes up, and through the controlled inflation of the boardroom, there is an inherent value given to EShares alone when the boardroom is printing. So again, off the top of my head, that number is like 4 or 5 thousand bucks. Just based on producing, 1 or 2% a day in new EMP. So again, I'm a more of a big picture guy, and again, we never suggest to ape into eShare. It's about farming eShare, but eShare is really what determines the value of the whole protocol. So and again, this plays into why we say don't sell your EMP, because then it makes the boardroom not print, and then in turn lowers the value of shares. So when you're in the farm, the APR is directly related to the price of eShare. So the higher the price of eShare, the higher your APR, and the more you're earning from a dollar perspective every single day. So um, a very complex system that one thing relies on the success of another. And so once you finally wrap your head around that, then you really understand why it's so important to go into the EMP LP pools to, again, make more money over the long run. But go ahead, Bull. You want to add to that at all?
Yeah, yeah. So basically, it depends. Real simple. It depends on how much EMP is actually going to be printed during the epoch or the 4 epochs during the day in relation to what the eShare price is, because the eShare price will determine the APR in the boardroom. But the price of eShares is really dependent upon what the market believes that they're worth, because they believe that 2% or 3% or 5% in the boardroom will translate out to a fair market value of something for eShare. So whatever the print cycle, the amount of EMP that'll be printed in an epoch will determine, what the market decides that the eShare value price will be, and the eShare value price will determine the APR in the boardroom.
Perfect. Yep, absolutely. That's a great way, much more concise. And again, if you look at it a little bit at a higher overview, it's almost like an arbitrage opportunity, meaning, again, the value of eShare is derived from the amount that you can earn with that eShare. So you're betting on, again, for lack of a better word, you're betting on the success of the protocol by uh, betting on eShare. So if you think we're going to be around, you think we're going to print more than we don't, then that gives eShare more of an inherent value because it's an income producing asset. So again, I mean, just like rental property, or to compare it to the real world, eShare is an income producing asset. You make EMP with your eShare, therefore there will always be some sort of value given to that eShare, and the more you're able to earn with that eShare, the higher the price of eShare. So it's a really positive feedback loop once you understand what economics are really happening. Um, and again, there's a lot of other things that play into it. The circulating supply has a lot to do with it. Again, we're 1/3 the max supply of any other tomb fork. And typically, the lower the supply, the less coins there are to go around, the higher the inherent value. So, I mean, Tomb T-share was 20, 30 grand at one point. So, the sky is the limit once the ecosystem is functioning, on all cylinders.